Welcome in, everybody. Happy Saturday. It is officially March, which means it is the best month of the year for basketball fans. Officially. And we are on the road to number 6 for us here at just Stanford getting a good home win against SMU, which I believe is on the bubble currently. Actually, no, they're out. If I recall correctly, I think the only three ACC teams that are in are Duke, Clemson, and Louisville, and then Wake Forest is like sitting on the bubble, and Carolina's also sitting on the bubble. Shane, welcome in. Good afternoon, or good evening, I guess, for those on the East Coast, as it's right on 7 o'clock. In about 2 minutes, we should get this tip off. Look, we have seen shades of March already this week. We had Michigan State win a buzzer beater. Who was that against? I don't know who it was against. Anyway, they got a buzzer beater on I think it was Tuesday or night, essentially after we played. Michigan just hit one over Maryland yesterday. Okay, and then Tennessee just hit one on Alabama about 20 minutes ago. I suspect our game will not be anywhere near as close as that. This is probably headed towards exhibition territory at the end of the first half. So, but that's okay. In the race for Player of the Year, though, despite the fact that Auburn put up 94 points earlier today, Janai Broom only put up 9. So Cooper Flag has a very nice opportunity this afternoon, especially with Tyrese Proctor out, to put up some big numbers, so to speak. I'm gonna move around. Let's move this over to here. Let's move here. That'll make it easier. Okay. So I expect a big game from Coop today. As I was saying, I think in Discord, having a conversation with some folks earlier today, Jared McCain put up 35 on Florida State last year, and so somebody's got to pick up the slack and do it today, right? I mean, that's kind of how this works. It could be, whoops, that's not what I wanted. It could be Cooper Flag. It could be Isaiah Evans, who has been on an absolute tear these last couple games. Let me pull up the Isaiah Evans stats because those are just. I mean, he's basically been playing his way into the NBA. I think we all thought we were going to get a second year out of Isaiah Evans. At the rate that he's going, 16.7 points per game in the last 3 games, shooting 16 of 25 at 64% from the field. I mean, it's better than every other shot he just puts up, he ends up making. So, um, yeah, 13 of 19 from distance, so almost 70% from beyond the arc. I have to say, quite impressive. The the Proctor story is good news, thankfully for us. Although I suspect we won't need him tonight or during the week against Wake Forest. So actually, Isaiah Evans is going to get the start, which makes a lot of sense based on what we were just saying and based on how he's been playing. So that's good. And let's see where we go. Duke favored by 22 and a half, and has been blowing out the line for the last several weeks. So maybe it could end in the 30s. Start with the ball here, and Isaiah Evans right on cue, almost had it from the 3 right off the rip. I mean, that is classic shooter's touch there. Almost was able to bring it down. Flag with the rebound, Sion up ahead, and then Malawach with a nice put in. All right, so Malawach is going to be the one to get the points first. He's been doing quite well as well, averaging almost 8 points per game here, but his usage and point production has been better in recent games. I think because we finally figured out how to lob him the ball properly, which makes quite a difference, actually. For Florida State, though, we actually did get the news that Leonard Hamilton will be retiring at the end of the season, so that is yet another long-term ACC coach headed, I guess, to Cancun or headed to pasture at the rate that these guys are going. And so we had obviously Krzyzewski, Boeheim, Tony Bennett, Roy Williams, now Leonard Hamilton, and that's basically the entirety of the old guard, more or less, unless I'm forgetting. I'm sure somebody will correct me on who I'm forgetting here. Knippel's going to score 2 here with the drive in. Actually, he's going to get fouled and have an opportunity for an and one. Knippel probably the quietest multi like double-digit point performances all season. Quietly putting up monster numbers. 17 points averaging last 3 games as well. And you basically like never know it unless you were watching the games. Doesn't get the credit for it, but does all the work. Grab the stats here real quick. There we go. Watkins for Florida State will put in for 2. He is the leading scorer on Florida State's team at 18.4 points per game as Cooper Flagg is finally going to get up on the board. Make it 7-4 because Knippel did connect on the and one. Skylark, welcome in. It is probably bugging a bit, yeah. I'm using the headset today, so it probably doesn't sound as crisp as usual. Cyan James almost there with the block as we've got Bo Bowen on the floor there for Florida State. See, I thought Knippel got fouled on that one, but I guess not. Opportunistic opportunity for Florida State on their first points, and then Cooper Flagg just walks into his living room and scores 2. Florida State now with only 8 seconds on the shot clock here. And actually, they're not gonna get bailed out. They stepped on the end line. Turnover here, Florida State for Jameer Watkins, as that'll be the first turnover of the game for either team. And Flagg will inbound here to James. The nice thing about, I guess, the way that this year has gone is the fact that Tyrese Proctor doesn't have to play starting point guard for Dukes, and James obviously has been in that position. So missing Proctor isn't as bad as it would have been, say, like last year, per se, right? When you had him and Jared McCain as the primary 2 in the backcourt. We just have a lot more options this year than we did in previous years, so take whatever time you need. Honestly, I think we should just start load managing some of these guys like they do in the NBA. I really do not care as long as we get to the end. Oh, Malawatch with a deflection there. And Duke comes up with it. Another empty possession for Florida State. Knippel looking for options. Gives it to Malawatch. We're going to go high pick and roll. No, we're going to give it to Evans, who's just going to jack up the 3 basically instantly. He'll miss that shot. And 0 for 2 so far for Evans, and Jameer Watkins is going to throw down in the middle of the lane. He's the only one that's got it going for Florida State at the moment, 7-4. Seminoles trailing by 3. So 2 quick 3-point shots for Evans, who doesn't seem to have the range at least early. Nice pick and roll action, little 2-man game. Actually, it's going to go to Malawatch. Okay, the Flagg and Flagg and Knippel had me fooled on that one. Malawatch just came off the weak side and threw it down, 9-4. But again, we actually managed to lob it correctly. 3-pointer on the way for Florida State comes up empty into the lap of Evans. And Flagg managing to bring this one up the court into the ACC logo, up against 3 Seminoles. We got a pass now, we got a jump ball. Jump ball will give it to Florida State, actually. So that'll be Florida State. Technically a turnover, although we've hit the 16-minute timeout. Herbert and Nick, welcome. Good afternoon, everybody. So in the early going, Knippel with 3, Malawatch with 4. That seems to be working for us. And Jameer Watkins with 4 on the Florida State side of things. interesting little tidbit. This is a matchup of the first and second tallest teams in the NCAA. Duke, of course, being number one, and then Florida State by a close second by 3/10 of no, three is that, yeah, 3/10 of an inch. There, so Duke is 6 foot 6 inches and 3/10, and Florida State is 6 foot 6 inches. So that's where that's the two tallest teams going at it. So there might be a lot of dunks today as that goes. Florida State, let's see, Maluk got the 21. Maluk was the one who got the foul, and we're all caught up. Oh, Malawach has one as well. Okay, so 1-all in the foul column, and then the points are good. So who was watching? Who watched the Bama Tennessee game earlier? Actually, I missed the Auburn Kentucky one. By the time I had gotten home, that was already over. I thought Kentucky was going to give them a much tougher game, but I guess Auburn was just on it today. The other disappointing one to me was the University of Florida is getting a beast from Canada. Was that for next year? The Gators. It seems like somehow the SEC has managed to make itself not only the best football conference but also the best basketball conference. Uh, well, I guess the Big Ten will have something to say about that on the football side of things. Uh, but you figure with all the NIL deals, uh, that was supposed to actually take things away from the SEC, but I guess they've refocused on their basketball. The Where was I? Oh, the disappointing one today was Clemson beating UVA. That was a road game for Clemson, having to go to Virginia. They managed to handle their business there, so they have won 6 straight, which keeps them basically with only 2 losses. So basically, Duke can't lose. Well, yeah, no, Duke can't lose at all because as soon as Duke loses and gets the second loss, Clemson beats us on the tiebreaker, even though Louisville is also tied there. Um, so that keeps the pressure up on us having to win. Incidentally, St. John's just clinched the Big East today, or their yeah, I think it is. Yeah, it is the Big East Conference. So they're like a week early for essentially clinching their division or their conference there, which I thought was kind of odd. But managing to do it already a week before we start hitting the championships. So St. John's might be an interesting one for the tournament, actually. Ranked number 7, of course. Rick Pitino there in his second year has the experience has gone deep with 2 schools, Kentucky and Louisville. So he has the experience for sure. That might be an interesting sleeper pick, as well as Michigan State. I think those two being might be like really trendy upset picks for some of the higher seeds, depending on where they end up in the brackets. So I would keep an eye on those teams as we start thinking about how we're going to fill them out. 9-4 here as we resume play in Cameron. Gongba getting off the bench, ready to check in. There were no substitutions during that. That's a travel. That's a travel. Oh, offensive foul. Okay. Offensive foul on Maluk. Okay, well, I guess that's why he stopped dribbling and just kept walking. Uh, so that's 2 fouls on Maluk as Gongba will check in. Big East and ACC in talks to Mer. I saw that. It would be so bizarre. Like, well, as long as you don't get rid of the home and home between Duke and Carolina's, Knipple drops a 3 in from the deep corner. 6 points for Khan here in the early going. As long as you don't get rid of the home and home for Carolina and Duke, then I'm okay for it. Although what you do have to worry about is obviously you have to worry about the Big 12 syndrome, which is basically like, remember that Kansas expanded the Big 12, welcomed everybody in, and then hasn't won a Big 12 title since. And like they used to run the conference basically. Was it like 12 or 13 years in a row that they had won that conference? And I don't think they've won one since expanding. So, and they just keep losing. They lost again today to a ranked Texas Tech team at home. So like the wheels are coming off Kansas, which makes our loss to them earlier in the season actually look worse and worse. It's like it is looking worse and worse by the week, honestly. Like, yeah, if we had replayed that game, if we replay that game now, there's no way we lose to them at all. That ball is tapped around 2 or 3 times, and Cooper Flag comes up with his third rebound so far in the first 5 minutes of play. As James throws the elbow, but no call, and Flag gonna put it in. Might have gotten away, honestly, might have gotten away with one on that. 14-10 as Duke opens the 10-point advantage here. Not even 6 minutes into the game. I wouldn't feel so bad for the refs, man. They got to get their workout in too. You got to set your watch to like indoor run and just like you know let it go. See how many calories you can rack up in the span of a game. Oh, Gongbo with a foul there on Jameer Watkins, as that'll be his first. So 2 fouls for either team here. I think Gongba for me remains the one sort of question mark, as we've seen. Obviously, we've seen the emergence of Evans, and Gongba has improved, but probably need to see a little bit more from him with now an opportunity. Well, especially while Malik Brown is out, more opportunity for Gongba to get some more minutes. I mean, we know what we're getting with Brown is Caleb Foster in the game as well. Oh, that is a bad box out by Duke, as Christian Nitu gets the putback there. Gongba over here beyond the 3-point line gets it to Foster. Oh my gosh. Cooper Flag is going to set a double screen for Caleb Foster, who can't hit the 3. Duke is 1 for 4 from beyond the arc, as that one doesn't drop. Caleb Foster also obviously the one that we need to keep an eye on, as far as like just not really sure what's going on with him. Offensive rebound to Gongba off the missed 3 by Knipple. Still now Duke 1 of 5 from beyond the arc, and Flag really fighting for it. He misses the lay-in from the right from the arc in the restricted area. Down to Florida State with an opportunity to cut into the lead here, which is now down to 8. Foster guarding Watkins over in the corner. Watkins cross-court pass, almost loses it into the Cameron Crazy section, and 3-pointer for Florida State. Number 7, Jerry Dang. Foster going to drive in, strong move, but way too strong finish, honestly. And Dang there with a rebound. Florida State on the outlet in transition. Duke does get back. As Dang now back to Jackson. And Florida State's going to lose this out of bounds. No, not quite. Almost the second time they lost it out of bounds. Watkins faked the 3. Now it has the mismatch with Foster and the foul. A little bit unbalanced, if you ask me here. Some of the Duke defensively. Florida State's just kind of moving the ball around, and we haven't been able to get as many deflections as we usually do. We forced 20 turnovers in the game against Miami on Tuesday. The most, actually, that Miami has given up all season. And so far, we've only been able to force 2 here against Florida State. But one of them was an offensive foul. So, I mean, it counts, but not really in the sense of, like, forcing the turnover. Flag to the bench. This will be his normal rest period, as Gillis will enter the game. This is all pretty predictable as far as how John Shire has managed the team this season. Watkins putting up a long 3 as the shot clock was expiring. I don't think he saw the shot clock going down. Duke really pushing this in transition. Nothing going, however, as Gongba to Foster. Somebody go set a screen for Knipple. No? All right, we're just going to go one-on-one here. Kahn over Florida State. Nope. Gillis trying to get the rebound. His ball's still loose, and Florida State recovers it. So nothing there on the ISO action at the top. Oh my gosh, Jameer Watkins. Luckily, Knipple gets in the way. That is 2 points that Florida State just like gave back to us. I don't even know how he missed that. That is wow. Foster gonna put it on the deck. Go hard. Actually gets it blocked. Watkins going in transition now, and that'll be a foul by James. They're going to give him continuation or not? It doesn't look like he'll get continuation, but yeah, we've gone cold from the field here. 5-0 run. No, 6. But yeah, 5-0 run for Florida State. Duke hasn't managed to answer. Yeah, bad thing about it. So it's not a blowout so far though. Duke just can't hit right now. Can't hit anything actually. What are we? 6 of 17? Yeah, 35.3%. I mean, Florida State's actually worse. 4 of 14. It doesn't feel that way. It feels reversed at the moment, honestly. But yeah, 1 of 6 from beyond the arc and 1 of 3 for Florida State. So the shooting just not going really anyone's way at the moment. Yeah, we're drunk. We're definitely half asleep, I would say. Losing the rebounding margin at the moment to 12-9. And let's see what else. Yeah, 4 assists on 6 makes. Florida State with 3 turnovers and Duke with none. So at least that part of the game is a clean sheet from us at the moment. Break steals, points off turnovers, Duke 6. Yeah, so we're capitalizing off the turnovers there and points in the paint. Yeah, our shooters just haven't managed to wake up. I mean, it kind of was trending that way from the start, right? You had Isaiah Evans put up 2 early threes. Those none of them went in, and he went for an early trip to the bench and hasn't been back. Not that I think it's a particular problem. I think he's just I don't think he was benched for missing threes. Is what I'm trying to say. I think John just is fine with him shooting, but Knipple is 2 of 5 and Flag is 2 of 5. I mean, Foster is 0 of 3. Who was saying? Oh yeah, there it is. Shane was saying that like Foster seems to be just pressing to score. I don't really know whether that's true or not per se. Like you could get that assumption, you could get that feeling, but then like there's games in the last 3 games he's put up like let's just look at the box scores. Like he's put up 10 against Miami. Okay, Illinois he had 12 in the last 4 minutes of what was garbage time. UVA was 1. Okay, that was not very good, and then 10 at Stanford. So out of the 3 out of the last 4 games he's in double figures. I don't know if that's really pressing to score per se. Although like he does sort of he has been like coming into the game when it's like kind of out of hand already, so there's like no pressure, I guess. I don't know. It is a bizarre situation. The consistency definitely seems to be lacking, that's for sure. Skylark says their final 4 is Duke, Houston, St. John's, and Michigan State. That's the real interesting one, because that would presume that Michigan State beats Auburn in the current way that the regions are set up. I think that's how Lenardi has them drawn up, which I actually think might be the right pick, because there's like I think that Michigan State is long overdue. I think Izzo is definitely overdue for a deep run. And if there's somebody who could probably do it, it's Tom Izzo beating Auburn. I think that's sort of the trendy upset out of that region. I don't fault for picking it. I would probably pick it too, to sort of make it easier for Duke to go the whole way. I don't really like the idea of a rematch with Auburn in a national championship. I don't like the idea of having to beat a team twice, let alone a team that's not in your conference, right? And then a team that like the other best team in the country, essentially, that just happens to be the other best team in the country. Uh, that one doesn't sit well with me. Knowing the committee, they will put Sparty in our bracket. That's the one thing that can actually derail that particular setup. Is if Sparty is actually in Duke's bracket because of this whole. No, that's a foul. As flag hits the deck hard. Get hit in the face there. We're gonna have a replay for his. Oh, he might have a bloody nose actually. Oh, he got poked in the eye. We got a contact lens situation. Oh yeah. Ow. If I was Leonard Hamilton, I would not. I would not complain about that call. He's been taking some hits. No, the trainer, yeah. Trying to read his lips. I can't quite. I thought he said something like "I can't see it," which is not great. All right, well, the injuries just keep piling up for our guys, which is not great, as Isaiah Evans misses another three. Duke does get the rebound. At least that was Malawach. He cleans up his own misses. He couldn't hit it from 2 feet away. Gillis for three again, still can't hit it. Malawach with another offensive rebound and actually winds up in the hands of Florida State. No, winds up in the lap of Knipple and Isaiah Evans cross court here. Evans going to get it up to James. Duke going to get a fourth crack at it, maybe fifth. I've lost count of how many times we've gone, and that's not going to work. And that's going to be a foul there on number 3. So Mason Gillis will go to the free throw line. What a bizarre possession. So Gillis to the free throw line. I think that was on 3. We'll check that at a timeout. Gillis makes the first free throw. Well, without flag, I guess it gets a bit more interesting. So you get no Brown, no Proctor, no flag. It's going to be the Knipple show, basically. I think at the end of the day, he'll probably be okay, but oh my goodness, we lost a defensive assignment on that one. Florida State with another 3 brings it to within 2. That's actually the second 3-point shot for Florida State, which means they're now shooting it better than we are from range. Duke has yet to score in the last 4 minutes. Cross-court pass to Gillis for 3, maybe trying to break the ice. Yes, finally. My goodness. I mean, it was like an eternity before we actually got one to drop, as Gillis will get 3. Looks like Flag has returned to his normal position on the bench, so that's good news. Bowen. Yeah, nice close out there by Malawach. The 3 is way too long from Florida State. Malawach with the rebound. No, James picks it up, actually. On the defensive action, gets it outside. Get it to Evans in the corner! Oh my god, he's so open. Never mind. Konkinippel will go and drive it in for 2. Oh, make it and 1, actually, here for Konkinippel. He was in the middle of 4 Florida State defenders. He could have kicked this one out, but he decided to just take it himself, I guess. It's a great 3-pointer by Mason Gillis in the previous possession. I mean, especially with everybody out, and then Flag questionable at the moment. Way to step up. So the Konkinippel show continues here as he does make the 3. That's his second 3-and-1 play of the game. He's got 9 so far as Duke extends back to an 8-point lead. A little 6-0 run here for the Blue Devils. Duke just holding Florida State to well outside the 3-point line at the moment. It's Knippel on Watkins, and does manage to get Watkins to give it up. And we have, yeah, that's a foul. The second foul on Sion James, who was absolutely holding. They can't even get mad about that one. Oh, actually, Flag would be at the locker room. Never mind. I thought he was at the end of the bench. All right, so that's not good. Some sort of lingering eye issue at the moment. 17 seconds for Florida State. Bowen is going to have to, no, Holy, rather, that 3-pointer is no good. And deflected by Duke. No. I mean, right now it does not look good for Mr. Flag. I would say out indefinitely, questionable to return. As far as designations go, that's a terrible turnover by Florida State. I don't even know where he was throwing. He was basically throwing it to John Shire on the inbound play. We'll take it anyway. 4th turnover for the Seminoles. Yeah, he just went to the locker room. That is not good. I mean, it didn't look like, it's like all of the injuries like don't look like they're anything really significant, and then like the Malik Brown one, it's like him deflecting a ball and like it dislocates his shoulder. Like there's no enemy contact, right? He just like deflects a pass, dislocated shoulder. I don't even know. The Tyrese Proctor one goes up for a block, like okay, like it turns into a bone bruise in the knee. Like it's just Oh, all right, there it is. Now it's back. I guess my headset ran out of battery. That's weird. It should have been fully charged. Uh, that is really weird. I don't know. Anyway, Flag is back on the bench. Flag was celebrating Darren Harris's and one. He's back on the bench. Let's see. Flag. Oh, Foster was the one who had the extra foul. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. Okay. So after an abysmal shooting start, Duke has finally started to figure it out here. Let's see. Not Watkins. Holt. There we go. Holt. Davis. That Dang's got one. Nitu's got one. I was giving fouls to the wrong people here. Nitu's got one. And there should be two on Maluk, yep, and one on Thomas. All right, those are the 7 for Florida State, so that is penalty. All right, so we have opened the 13-point lead here. Last time we got up double figures, the Seminoles came roaring back. What? Yeah, Duke's now up to, we're now up to 10 of 28, and Florida State is 5 of 18, which, when we checked them, it was at the under, when we checked it at the under 16 or the under 12, is it the under 16 timeout? I think they were 4. They had 4. So Florida State has made all of one basket in the last 10 minutes. Rough going there. They have made 2. It's been a 3-pointer though, to their credit. So at least they made that one basket count. The rebounding has swung back in the way of the Blue Devils here, 17-15. That last possession definitely helped. It was about 5 rebounds on that single possession going our way, most of them offensive. And yeah, the turnover is continuing to mount for Florida State is not helping the cause. They've got 5 turnovers so far, and Duke has managed to capitalize with 9 points off those turnovers. Yet Duke has yet to turn it over once. So that little piece of the game right there is kind of what has allowed Duke to open up such a lead. This was a timeout by Florida State. I think it was a timeout. Was the timeout charged to Florida State or not? I can't quite. It was charged at Florida State. So on the extended 13-3 run, after Florida State went 7-0 on us to bring it down to as close as 2 points, Duke out here on a bit of a tear at the moment. Gongba blocked. Yes, beautiful deflection by Patrick Gongba. He sized that one up from Davis. Here is Gillis for 3, and Gillis drops another one. Mason Gillis with 2 3-pointers. He's basically the only one who's got a consistent 3-point shot so far for us tonight. And we're up to 16. Oh, Florida State does get it back there. All right. Chandler Jackson. All right. 30-16. 7-11 left in the first. Probably hasn't gone the way hasn't gone to exhibition territory just yet. Gongba looking for options, gives it to Evans. 7 seconds on the shot clock for Evans, who's probably just going to jack 3. No, actually, beautiful feed. Isaiah Evans with the beautiful assist as Gongba gets 2. Those are his first points. Apologies, Isaiah Evans. I disrespected your game. That was a sensational heads-up play by Isaiah Evans to not force the three-point shot, especially late in the shot clock. So good right there. Long three-pointer on the way for Florida State. It's an air ball. It's an air ball. What a beautiful play by Isaiah Evans, man. A little drop down pass and then just way too fast on the other side. Evans picks up 2. The camera wasn't even ready for it. Somehow we scored 2 extra points. And Isaiah Evans managed to do it. Mizu being well guarded here as Gillis now guards Watkins. There's the swing pass by Florida State. Driving, turnaround, really tough jump shot. Great defense by Darren Harris. Better offense by Jaquan Davis. 16 points again is the lead here. Knippel swing pass to Gillis. Gillis is going to try another 3. Too strong on that one. And out of bounds on the Blue Devils. One and done on that possession. What a strong swing pass there, yeah, by Watkins. Jameer Watkins, who's again averaging about 18 points per game for Florida State, only has 6 so far. I mean, we've really managed to hold Florida State down. 5:40 to go here, and they haven't even cracked 20. Oh, that's a bet. No, that's an attempt. Hey, that's an attempted trip. What? Hold on. Come back. Hang on, people. No. Wait. Give me the replay. Hold on. Okay, you can't get away with this. This is Isaiah Evans, and he's like wrapping him up in his foot. Come on, this is an NFL tackle here. This is literally the guy on the floor trying to get the running back who's coming up through the A gap. I mean, come on. You can't. That is flagrant. That is flagrant. That is 2 shots and the possession. As flag will go back to the locker room. Back and forth we go. Yeah, flagrant 1 foul. Obviously. Flagrant 1. This is such a this is the right call by the ref. I mean, there's just no question. No question. Two shots plus the ball. This is the opportunity to have a 5-point possession here and just completely blow the game open. Yeah, so Evans will go to the free throw line. I mean, you can really interest somebody like that. He'll make that one. Oh, God. Missed the second. So it can't be a 5-point possession, but... let's see what we cook up here, because we will get the ball. I think we have to inbound it, though, from our bench. Yeah, all right. No opportunity to do like a cheeky out of bounds, like, baseline out of bounds play to have a shooter come off a curl kind of thing. Knippel hits the deck, manages to save it. Duke retains possession. Darren Harris cross-court pass to Evans. Evans for 3 again. Nope, now 1 of 7. But, I mean, there's just, typically 1 of 7 for Isaiah Evans would be like, all right, man, you just like, he doesn't really even get 7 shots, but like, you don't have Proctor and you don't have Flag. So like the volume, like the number of shots that like people are going to take is going to have to move around. So Honestly, I'm not surprised that he has like 7 at the moment. I'm not thrilled about the stat line. I'd rather have him, shooting 4 of 7. I mean, he was shooting at 70% coming into the game, so. But Gongba almost loses it. Evans pulls it up, and Evans is going to have to put it off the backboard. Can't do it. That's another miss there as Duke comes up empty. So it was only 1 point off the possession at the end of the day. As we take it under 5 minutes here in the first. Oh my goodness, Jameer Watkins gets Isaiah Evans hook, line, and sinker. No, sorry, that was not Watkins. That was Jerry Dang. And that's a 3-pointer as we have a timeout Duke. That's a big swing, actually. We really had an opportunity to go, put ourselves up double figures pretty easily there. With the free throw that Evans missed, and then obviously the ensuing possession that could have also been an extra a 2 or a 3, and instead it turns into a Florida State 3-pointer. So yeah, not great. Not what we were looking for. If Flag comes back, it manages to pass his mom on the way, and I'm pretty sure he just looked at her and said, "I'm fine." But I mean, at least I guess the good news is he's not blind because he's clearly walking. So uh, he can still clearly see. Oh goodness. Knipple driving, good defense by Florida State on this possession, actually really denying anything off the dribble. And Gillis is going to have to put it on the deck at the ACC. Ooh, I thought he had Knipple cutting in, and he will actually get bailed out by a foul here. It's a tough play by Knipple. Oh, very interesting development there at the bottom of the screen. You see Pittsburgh 62, Louisville 61. That would be a huge development if Louisville were to lose that game. And actually, now that I think about it, it actually probably doesn't matter because we own the tiebreaker anyway. Although, I mean, I guess any extra cushion is fine, but Clemson is the one that really matters. If Clemson doesn't lose, then it's just going to make it so much harder on us. We're going to have to finish 19-1, basically, which means that the game at Carolina next Saturday is going to be the one that determines who the regular season champion is. Because Clemson has a cupcake of a schedule down the road. They have two. I'm pretty sure. Is it either Clemson or was it Louisville that had the last 3 games at home? I think it was Louisville, but Clemson I think has the final 2 games at home too. So yeah, they're just they kind of have a much easier road. They don't have to play anybody play anybody difficult. Of course, I guess difficult is a relative term because the only difficult team would be Louisville or Duke in the ACC. But I guess also having to go to the West Coast could be difficult too. But they didn't have to play Stanford or Cal away, so yeah. The schedule kind of really helped them. Florida State almost brings a double team there. Evans going to go for 3 again. Oh, he got that one. Isaiah Evans got 9 points. He's got the shooter's touch now. Here, Watkins gives it back up. There was a 2-pointer here by Florida State on the last possession. The long 3-pointer by Watkins does not go. The rebound to Evans, and James brings it up the floor. James on the deck. James driving. James off the glass. Sion James soloing that one coast to coast. And he's got 2. Those are actually his first points of the afternoon. 41-23 as Duke is back up to 18. Oh, nice hands. Good hands. Good deflection there by Sion James. That'll be a whistle at the under 4. So 3:02 to go, and Duke will take an 18-point lead to the under 4 timeout with Flag now officially back on the bench and seems okay. So this is kind of like this is officially in I guess like trying to win a national title. You're just like, well, we dodged that potential injury, and we dodged the potential a serious injury with Malik Brown. We dodged a serious injury with Tyrese Proctor. Well, so far, it seems like we dodged a serious injury with Cooper Flag in his eye. I mean, you got to get a little lucky here. 4-8. Just Chandler Jackson. 4-8. 6-2. Whoops. There. All right, those are the 23 points for Florida State. Yeah, Chalk fan. Back on the bench. Seems okay. You know, it just wasn't meant to be. We started the game saying that like Janai Broom had the game he had put up only 9 points, despite the fact that Auburn put up 94 today in their win. So going to be an opportunity for Flag to go like all go get 20 something all National Player of the Year thing, like cement his National Player of the Year consideration there, and I suppose we may not even see him back in this game. If the game is a 20-point game by the time you come out of the locker room in the second half, I don't even know why you would put him back in. It's like, this is what I was talking about earlier, right? You just like load manage your guys because the only thing that can derail this train at the moment is injury. It's not like we have questions about whether like this team can play defense or this team can play offense. I think everything has been answered at this point. We have seen enough through what is it now? Almost 30 games played. We're at 27 games in. Like at this point, we've seen enough. We're a number 1 seed. We're basically the second number 1 seed next to Auburn. You just don't need to prove anything else. So, not that you really have any opportunity to prove anything else because you don't have these marquee quad 1 games. I mean, the only quad 1 game left on the calendar is Carolina next weekend. So, like, who cares? I need a professional lip reader. I'm not sure what he's saying. Anyway, resuming play here at the under 4 timeout. We only got 3 minutes left in the first. Duke by 18. As the Duke defense has just been tremendous so far today. That's another miss by Florida State. James picks up the rebound, tells Isaiah Evans to go get in the corner. James there. James coast to coast. 2 consecutive possessions. 2 consecutive buckets by Sion James. Same play. And Duke just got lost defensively. Good thing that wasn't a 3-point shooter from Florida State. Another miss by Florida State there. They get their own rebound. Malowacz says, get out of here. And the block sends it into the front row. Yeah, James has just been a bulldozer in the last 2 possessions. I mean, he hasn't even looked to pass it. He just knows he can take his guy off the dribble. That's a good defense there by Konkanippel, who was completely vertical. Watkins petitioning for the foul, didn't get it on the other side. Driving in, Evans loss of body control. Mason Gillis and the Florida State player diving for it. We got a held ball being called by the lady ref coming in here from the left corner. Possession arrow will keep it with the Blue Devils for now. That'll flip it back to Florida State. Looks like we have a Florida State player who got hit in the face. I can't tell if that was friendly fire or not. Oh, it's like Gillis may have clocked him on the nose. Probably doesn't feel good. 3-pointer, no good for Duke. Malawach with an offensive board in and amongst two Seminoles, and he'll draw the foul. I mean, it's kind of funny. We started the broadcast talking about like how these is the top, the number one, number two tallest teams in the league, and Malawach is like still just getting offensive rebound after offensive rebound against two Florida State players. Where is he at right now in terms of rebounding? These is going to be his first free throws. He's got 4 points now, make it 5. He is where is the rebounding? 5 rebounds. Okay. Yeah, Flag had 3 rebounds before he went to the bench, but and Malawach going to go for the second free throw. I have to say, his free throw shooting has actually been really impressive for a big man. Duke by 22 with 2 minutes to go in the first. We are now fully in exhibition territory, ladies and gentlemen. I don't even know who's going to finish the game. The walk-ons are going to finish the game at this rate. Dang for Florida State. Turnaround jump shot. Wow, that was a really tough one. He's got 8. Ties Watkins for the most points on the Florida State team, who now has 25. Oh, James is just going to pull the move again, try to go off the backboard. Couldn't do it on that one. So he comes up empty, and Florida State pushing in transition. This is actually something they've done pretty well. Oh, that's a 3-pointer. A.J. Switten. Florida State's transition game has been pretty strong. They have managed to get shots off before Duke has managed to get back. Quick 5-0 run for the Seminoles here. Trying to claw back into what was a 22-point lead, which is now 17, as Gillis is kind of trapped by Watkins. Oh, I don't even know if Watkins has come out of the game at all. Evans for 3. Oh, in and out. Malawach couldn't track down the rebound. Knipple does track it down, actually, and that's a foul. That should be an and one. Come on. Oh, my goodness. This is a terrible, like, okay, hold on. So if you're here, so great pass by Knipple. So this is like, that's an intentional foul. Like, if that was the NBA, I'm pretty sure that is intentional. Like, because he is not making a play on the ball. I, he doesn't even have a chance, right? Like, he's given up 6 inches to Malawach, and he's literally just trying to pull him down because he's 1-on-1 against Malawach, like 2 feet from the basket. I don't know that to me is like not a legitimate basketball play. It's an intentional foul. Malawach makes them both anyway. He's got 8. He's at 4 of 4 from the free throw line, so the good free throw shooting continues. Darren Harris back in the game, who had a nice like little spurt there when he came in. Duke into the zone at the moment defensively. This looks like a 3. No, 2. Let's call it a 2-3, 2.5-3, I guess. Evans playing really high up on the wing, and that's Switten gonna go get 2 there. Nice play by him. Duke will get the final possession of the half, as we've almost put up 50 in this half of play without Tyrese Proctor and without Cooper Flag. As Knipple is going to go, he can't make it. Oh, it was a good shot, though. It was a good attempt. I don't fault him for it. I'm cool with it. I'm good with the final the shot on the final possession. Unfortunately, it doesn't go. And with Duke up 17 at halftime, I would say that Flag does not come back into the game. I don't know why he would. If you have if there's literally any question mark as to like whether he can go or not, I would just not play him. Just no point. Bowen there. So that's 10, 11 fouls for Florida State in the first half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's right for Duke. Florida State will start with possession in the second half, and that's where we're at. I hope the rumors of Flag coming back next year are true. They're probably not. I would guess that they are not. I think he's probably going to end up as the first pick in the draft. That's more than NIL could get you. So, yeah, not only is he not coming back next year, I don't think he's coming back in the second half. Um, where am I at in terms of screen capture? Let's do this. Let's do it this way. All right, quick stats here as we have hit the halftime. So the let's go to the summary first. The shooting wasn't very good from either team actually. Um, and it didn't start off well, and it hasn't gotten better. It's just like sort of stayed bad, but Duke has just capitalized on it more. Like, so basically, both teams shooting basically the same percentage, right? 37.5 for Florida State and 38 for Duke. The difference here is that Duke has taken 10 more shots, and as a result, they've made 4 more. So this 16 of 42 versus 12 of 32. You see, we like this 3-point shot just like isn't cut. It's just abysmal. 5 of 19 at the moment. I mean, we almost look like the Illinois team that we blew out from the Garden from like 2 weeks ago. Was it last week? 2 weeks ago? Anyway, and if we just swap over to the individual stats real quick, like Isaiah Evans being the main culprit of this at 2 of 9, and I guess Mason Gillis at 2 of 5. But like you're not expecting Mason Gillis to hit it at like over 50% clip, so the 2 of 5 is a welcome. Is okay, I think, in my book. I mean, he's got 9 points. That's really nice from a role player standpoint to come in off the bench. He's gonna get more minutes than usual. Like, look, you don't have minutes from Proctor. You don't have minutes from Brown. You don't have minutes from Proctor, and you don't have minutes from for Flag. So basically, that is what 60 minutes of basketball that you now need to spread over the remaining guys. Everyone's going to get more. Like the only one who hasn't really gotten more over here is Caleb Foster, which I don't think any of us can still like can figure out what the hell's going on. Like I certainly have not been able to figure out what's going on. It's like everyone in chat seems like we all seem just like lost. It's like for explanations as to like what the hell is going on here. When you have like he only has 4 points, he was 0 of 3, and like I just don't know, man. Like Darren Harris has more points than Caleb Foster. Now, granted, Darren Harris like looked better than Caleb Foster when he was in, but like it's just still just shocking to me. And he has 2 points and a basket to boot. So like I just don't know. I am curious to see if there's any word on like any official word on Flag's status. Um, let's see. Really first. I don't see anything specifically. I don't see anything on any official nothing official there. So anyway, we lost our train of thought for a second as I was looking. Oh yes, so back to the team stats. I mean, the other crazy one is the well, the offensive rebounding right now definitely in favor of the Blue Devils. Um, 26-21. So Duke plus 5 on the boards, plus 6 in the offensive rebounding column. I mean, 12 offensive rebounds, and like you end up having an extra 10 shots just in general. So the offensive rebounding has really been a help here to try to get more opportunities. Let's look at the second chance points though. Yeah, 9 second chance points, not bad off the rebounds. The one that we really need to look at is the turnovers here. 6 turnovers for Florida State, which granted is not a lot, by the way, right? Like if you had an entire game and it was only 12 turnovers, you'd say, okay, it's like it's like mid, it's like average, right? But like Duke has zero turnovers here for the Blue Devils with no Tyrese Proctor. I mean, we have been talking about how effective Sion James has been as the starting guard for Duke with about a 4-to-1 assist to turnover ratio. That was actually that ratio was a lot better than last game because uh, go after sort of or before last game because James turned it over like 3 times and just like didn't have any assists, so it really like ruined the ratio. But in any case, the points off turnovers here, Duke with 10 points off the 6 Florida State turnovers. It's basically all but one. You could say all but one Florida State turnover slash possession ended up in points for Duke. Which is really great to see. So basically, despite the fact that we don't have 3 key pieces, we are taking care of the basketball, rebounding really well, and the assists are also pretty good. So 12 assists on 16 makes, that's 75%. So we are moving the ball, sharing the ball, not turning the ball over, and rebounding really well. And of course, the defense has been really good too, because kind of holding Florida State down to 37%, even though we ourselves are basically at the same percentage. Um, Overall, we're just managing to hold them down while doing a little bit more. 10 of 13, I guess, a big difference here at the free throw line, right? So if you're plus 1 in 3 pointers, so that's 3, and then you got another 3 twos, so 3 plus 3 twos, that's 6, that's 9, and then you get 10 more free throws, 9, no, sorry, 8 more free throws, that's 17, and that's your difference. So actually, the bulk of you basically have a bigger the difference in the game right now is really the free throw line being plus 8 on the free throw line is actually well, it's actually even. It's more or less between the shots you made and then also the free throws. But free throws coming out to about 50% of the lead at the moment. So being able to get to the line, keeping Florida State off the line, also a good bit. Has us up 17 with a handicapped, if you will, uh, squad at the moment. I do want to take a quick look at what the upcoming schedule is. I can't remember what day the weekday game is. It is against Florida State. That'll be the final home game. No, not Florida State. Wake Forest. Oh, it's actually Monday. All right, it's Monday at 7. Oh, wow. We just played a Monday game. That was Tuesday. Oh, that was Monday. Okay, yeah, the Virginia game was Monday. Wow, so really quick turnaround, actually, for this Wake Forest game. Hopefully Cooper's okay by the time Monday at 7 p.m. rolls around, so 48 hours from now. And then we have basically the entire week until we get to Carolina here, 6:30. Not start time, but on the Florida State side of things, who we got? We got Jameer Watkins with 8, so he's well under his average. Well, he's actually right around his average. If you're averaging 18 a game, that's like 9.5. Okay, actually he has 6. So who'd I shortchange points? He has 6. Oh, Daquan Davis. I was right. I had 2 points for Daquan Davis, and they changed it. Okay. Anyway, Nick, I just don't think I would not put Flag into the game at all. There's just no need. Unless, like, even if Florida State managed to come back and somehow make it like a 2 or 3 point game, like there would just have to be such a cataclysmic meltdown of defensive meltdown and defensive and offensive meltdown that just like I'm not sure it's possible because like uh and then John Shire would also have to fall asleep on the bench. Like I can't see it. We did have a couple times when Florida State made a push there in that first half. Like they did bring it down to as close as 2. Um, that was sort of what with like 12 minutes left in the game, and then we just went on a 13-3 run, and we're just like, nope, we're gonna just extend this and kick this out, and we never look back, and that was basically. And now we find ourselves up 17 by the halftime, so be ready to get back going here in a second. I don't really need him to check back in as much as somebody to tell me that, yeah, no problemo. It was going to be fine. What else? What else we got? Who is, who else still has to play today? Yeah, this was the disappointment. 71-58. I mean, UVA just cannot get it into gear. Clemson by 13 on the road. Cool. Texas A&M and Florida. This might be a good one right here. Looks like Houston came up with a big win. Cincinnati was on the bubble. So A&M Florida might be an interesting one. Of course, still depends which Florida team shows up. You never really know. Well, the Florida team that lost to Georgia, or the Florida team that like beat Tennessee, and which Florida team is going to show up? Such a bizarre thing to giving up 106 to Kentucky, then beating Tennessee by 30, then losing to Missouri by 1, and then beating Tennessee by 30, then losing to Tennessee by 20, and then beating Auburn by 9. I and then losing to Georgia. This is why I actually am not worried about Florida in the tournament, because I don't think they can put together 6. They cannot play consistently enough to string together 6 wins against quality opponents to win the thing. Or like sure, they could make a run, but like they just can't. I mean, here you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, there's your 6-game win streak. Chris Hand, welcome in. Happy Saturday. Flag looks good too, but like, so okay. It just doesn't. This team just does not convince me. I'll have this game on and watch it in the background tonight, just to like sort of again, a quality opponent. They have Texas A&M and they have Alabama. My guess is that they lose one of the two of these games. I don't know which of them. I mean, I suppose at Alabama probably more likely to lose than the game at home, but like I just don't think they can string together enough wins against quality opponents to like be to really be a serious contender. So yeah. So I would not pick the Gators to go deep in the tournament. And looks like Flag will actually return to the starting lineup. So there we go. despite despite my attempts at trying to say no more, sit the starters, man. Uh, this first Florida State will start with possession. But my guess is that the first play on offense goes right to Flag, and it's going to be like some sort of emphatic dunk. That's it. That's either a foul or a travel, and they're going to give Isaiah Evans the foul. Flag looks okay. It just looks okay, so he can go on. Maybe he does put up another. He puts up a 20-point game. He puts up 16 in the second half. I haven't seen Caleb smile since last year. There's the Skylark. That's what's wrong. He hasn't been smiling. Well, he hasn't had much to smile about, unfortunately. But a foul on Knipple. Bailout foul with about 3 seconds on the shot clock. Come on. Like Missouri is about to go down to Vandy. Vandy's been slaying ranked teams, haven't they? I thought they had a big win over a ranked team last week or earlier this week during their weekday game. They beat somebody this week. I mean, oh, Louisville managed to pull away from Pitt. Wow. Okay, by 11. They were down 2. All right. Not that it makes a difference, as we ran through the scenarios. It doesn't actually make a difference. Daquan Davis 2-0 at the free throw line to start the second half for the Seminoles. James brings it down the court, and we have an offensive foul. That will be the first turnover for the Blue Devils. That is oh, actually, they'll call that on Malowacz. Right. Not a very impressive start. Jackson driving in, and he's going to give it up there to Bowen, and Bowen will score 3. Yeah, Bowen for 3, so 6 points for him. And a quick 5-0 for Florida State to start the second half. Flag with possession, gets it stripped away, and has to kick it back. It just ends up in the hands of James, and then Malowacz. James can't get it. He gets the rebound. Evans thought about the 3, repositions. Now the 3 on the way. Good. Nice little one step to the left with the dribble there to get his defender off of him. Isaiah Evans drops it in from the outside. 12 points for the sharpshooter, and we have a foul on Flag. Honestly, not the best. 4 fouls in the span of a minute and not even 90 seconds, actually. Yeah, Duke 4 fouls in the span of 90 seconds. Yeah, but as soon as Vanderbilt gets ranked, they lose. Is that how it works, Skylark? So there's like, as long as you just don't want to play an unranked Vanderbilt. You don't care if as soon as they're ranked, you're like, okay, now we can play him. Evans for three again, way too strong. It's an air ball actually. Uh, it'll stay with Duke as it goes off the foot of a Florida State player. I think this is 3 of 11. I want to say. Actually, I have the stats right here. I could just look. It is 3 of 11. I was right. Look at that. Mental stats. Shire and the ref having a nice little conversation together. Isaiah Evans just does not care, man. He could be like 0 of 20 and still be taking shots. Tough to get it inbound here, but we finally do. James thought he wanted flag down low. He'll put it on the deck and take it himself. And one, actually. A strong move by Sion James. That's 6 points for him. This should be a foul on, I believe it was Chandler Jackson. That'll be... No, it's not Jackson, actually. It's Bull Bowen. His second. So Florida State went up 5-0 in the second half real quick, and now Duke has answered with 6 straight. And the lead back to 18, which is actually better than what it was when we started. So Florida State thought they were getting back into it for a second, and turns out they're not. By Duke, 3 on the way from Florida State, air ball. Absolutely an air ball by Jackson. James bringing it up. He's got one man to beat if he wants to. Won't take his man off the dribble. We'll give it up to Flag here. Flag going to try to play a two-man game with Malawach. No, he'll just take it himself. Crossover dribble by Flag, and Flag surrounded by 3 Seminoles. I have to say that Florida State's strategy on Flag is bring double team, triple team, hit in the face, hit in the eye, whatever seems the only way to slow him down. But he hasn't really turned it over in those situations, which is nice. Now he gets it one-on-one. And we'll get it off the glass. Asking for a foul. He probably deserved it, to be honestly. I mean, this was what, 21? Alair Malouk had a hand in there. Offensive foul. Makeup call. And okay, well, yeah, there's the foul on Malouk. I mean, Malouk could have, I mean, he's got a hand around the back of Cooper Flag. Flag has got nothing today from the refs. So Duke by 20. 55-35. As Knipple going to go baseline and go get it stripped. That'll be another foul. Third. Ball Bowen, actually. That's the third on Bowen. Okay. Nipple makes the first. That actually gives him 10, so that's double figures for Khan. So double figures for both Evans, the first one to make it, and Khan Knipple. And then Gillis has 9. Malawach has 8 on... He's gotten 2 from the floor, and he's gotten 4 free throws. Knipple with a chance to go for 11. Yeah. Oops. So 11 for Con Knipple as the lead has ballooned to 22. I think this is the tied for the largest, either the largest or tied for the largest lead we had so far here. 3 on the way by Watkins, no good. Rebound to James. And Flag thought about giving it to Malawach, who was open down low, but Knipple going to reverse and get this back out to Evans. The 3 on the way, no good. Rebound corralled by the Seminoles. Jackson puts it on the floor. Good defense by James, and another missed opportunity here. Flag gonna go with the alley-oop to Malawach. Beautiful play. 10 points for Kamal Malawach. And another block. Duke, go, go, go. Just take it, Con. All the way, baby. Shot fake. There you go. And one, and one, and one. Yeah, it did. Let's go. Just house it on this one, honestly. I mean, this is just... Hold on. Where's the... There's the flag replay. Oh, okay, we didn't get the... No, we did. I was late on the replay. Yeah, all right. It's over. I'm calling it officially. I am officially calling game. You see, Florida State has put up 5 points so far in the second half. Those were the first points scored in the entire second half, and I was like, oh, you know what? This might be interesting. You know, they managed to make this like a 12-point game. It was like, 90 seconds in, and I was like, okay, well, if Florida State gets another one here, then we might have to call a timeout, and maybe we have a little something going on, and Cooper Flag has an opportunity to maybe play a little bit longer because we want to score or whatever. And then we're just like, yeah, no, 14-0 run for Duke has put this thing to bed officially. As Florida State is just, man, you kind of feel bad for them. I have a sense that they kind of thought they also kind of thought that they were in it a little bit. They're like, oh yeah, we can totally come back here. And Duke, doing as Duke does, just said no. So 3 for Bowen, 1-3-2. So I think I have that right. 5 fouls for Florida State and 4 for Duke. Yeah, it didn't look good there for a second. James has 3? What? 1-2-1. Oh, Malawach only has 1. Okay, they called the foul on James instead. So that's where we are. All right. The officials' ears are going to be ringing after the Duke game. There have been games in Cameron where they have been that loud. Yeah, that's for sure. 3 Blue Devils in double figures right now. Con Knipple with 13. Isaiah Evans with 12. Malawach with 10. Gillis a close 9. So he's only 1 away. We have double watch for Malawach. He's got 6 rebounds. So he's got 10 and 6 at the moment. The assists, actually, Knipple with 5. Oh, Knipple with 5 assists, 5 rebounds, 13 points. So that could, like, basically triple-double to watch. And, crazy. I must say, Cooper Flag looks absolutely fine. No issues here. 3 assists, 4 rebounds, 6 points. Gonna have himself an afternoon. I do like that. Oh, it's interesting. Proctor, they just showed Proctor there. He's in sweats, but not even wearing a knee brace or anything. That's I guess that's good news. I also saw some footage on the Duke Twitter earlier this week with Malik Brown not wearing like a sling on the shoulder. So I guess it's fine. We got no sling and we got no knee brace. So I guess the injuries are No problem. No problem with the injuries, or at least not serious enough at this point, or not hurting enough at this point to seem to need any other protection. Um, Mir Watkins puts it in with the turnaround jump shot. As Duke was threatening a 30-point lead, is now currently 25. James puts it on the floor. We clear out the left side, and that's an offensive foul, really. Okay, that's a four. That's the fourth foul on James, which is not good. So there goes the starting point guard to the bench. That'll bring. All right, Darren Harris was the substitution. Interesting. So we have now Darren Harris getting more minutes than Caleb Foster, which is the wrong way to be trending, if you ask me. Gillis in. I guess the primary ball handler is going to be Con Knipple, which I'm sort of okay with, actually. That was certainly do that. Flag on the closeout. Darren Harris down with a rebound. Nicely done. As Knipple is, in fact, the primary ball handler for Duke at the moment. Hilariously enough, we're like, turns out you have to go to your third stringer, who's also a 5-star recruit and Gatorade Player of the Year in Wisconsin, which is totally fine. Flag asking for a screen from Gillis. No, we're just going to clear it out for him. Isolation play. Flag gets bumped and fouled. And that'll be the foul on, actually on Deng. That'll be his third. Do you think we will beat UNC at UNC? Asked Chris. I mean, I think that really is the question mark game, right? The interesting one actually to me. So before I mean, yes, but before I answer, we go into detail on that. We really can't look past the Wake Forest game on Monday. Like it's a quick turnaround, right? So you go from playing here on Saturday, you get 48-hour turnaround. You got to play Wake Forest again, which we beat earlier in the season at Wake Forest. They're a team that's really clinging on for dear life in terms of the tournament. They lost, I think they lost today. Well, we'll have to check real quick when we get a timeout. But I thought they lost earlier in the week, and so like they're sliding in the wrong direction. Um, they're sliding in the wrong direction as far as the tournament is concerned, and so like because it really was like Duke, Louisville, Clemson, and Wake is the four teams. With Wake being one of the last four in, and then Carolina being one of the first four out. Oh, they won. Okay, well, so foul on Florida State. Okay, wait. So Jameer Watkins gets and Boylston fouls. So okay. This is a 1-on-1. All right. So that's why we're like a little confused here. So, but still, Wake Forest needs to win to get in. Obviously, if they beat Duke, they really help themselves. But Carolina also needs to win to get in. As this is Caleb Foster. All right, he's got some points. So you can't overlook the Wake Forest game because otherwise Wake Forest is going to have to basically win the ACC tournament, and Carolina's in a similar position. So there's actually two really dangerous games coming up next week, where you have the other team that needs a win, basically playing for their postseason lives. And like for us, it really doesn't matter in this. It certainly doesn't matter in the sense of like the NCAA tournament. I mean, it would matter in terms of the ACC regular season. Obviously, we can't lose because Clemson owns the tiebreaker on us, and if you tie them in losses, they're going to take it. So you don't want that, and that's not great. But at least that gives us something to play for, right? If it really was just like sort of these garbage time games in a way, that's going to be a turnover by Florida State, or it should be. Gillis should wrap them up in the possession arrow, should give it to Duke. Florida State was asking for time. What? That is an atrocious foul call. Oh, come on. Ay, ay, ay. I'm not even sure when Gungba fouled. Well, they missed the second one. Flag, beautiful play on the reverse. He's in double figures. Somehow I've shortchanged one of our. Oh, Foster, he had the second free throw. That's how it worked. Okay, got it. I was busy answering questions. Watkins trying to spin. It spins right into flag. Oh, come on, man. The refs are really trying to make it interesting. Second foul on flag. I mean, we got 1-on-1 for both. You get fifth. We have 15 fouls called in the span of 6.5 minutes. That's 15, 6. That's like almost 3 fouls a minute. It seems a little. Seems a little much, I think, from both teams. Both Shire and Leonard Hamilton probably complain about that one. Watkins at the free throw line with his team down 28. Gonna make a big difference here. And at least it's double figures for him. He's got 11. Got them both, so that's 12. Oh, what a screen by Gongba. Holy smokes. He laid out the Florida State player. Oh my goodness, that was Watkins that ran into that screen. Dear God. Legit. I don't know if we realized it was 5-on-4. 3-pointer by Florida State. All right, so a quick 5-0 run by the Seminoles, which we've seen them do. Manages to bring it back down to a 23-point game. And every time Florida State has gone on 5-0, we've gone on runs of 14-3 or 14-0. So the way that this game is going, this game might now go to 14-0 Duke. And Flag will go to the free throw line for his troubles as who fouled here? Watkins with the foul. That's actually his first. All right. Be a shooting foul, so Flag gets 2 regardless of the outcome of the first. 11. And Flag makes both, so 12 for him. Now tying Isaiah Evans and only trailing Knipple, who's got 14, as the Duke lead goes back up to 25. Oh, great hands by Gungba here. Oh, great hands by Harris. So far in very nice defensive possession here, but actually Florida State, Boyston Holt will finish it with 2. Looks like Flag will be content to play guard at the moment here for Duke. Gungba, handoff to Knipple? No, handoff to Harris here. And over to Caleb Foster. So Foster, Duke opting with the 3.5 guards, if you consider Flag the small forward. What a step through move by Darren Harris with a little jump stop action. Looked like he was in the league on that one. 4 points for Darren Harris. What a breath of fresh air. That is awesome. And Florida State throws it into the front row. Actually, may have made it into the second row. Some guy almost caught it. That's the under 12 timeout. Duke up by 25. All right, let's look at the bracket as it stands at the moment. since the game is well out of hand. Brackets. Curious, this has been updated to 20. So this has not been updated for today. Okay, so not updated for today, but we can sort of make some uh, inferences based on what's been going on. So yeah, next four out. So this is this Wake Forest one. So yeah, they beat Notre Dame 74-71. Then they play us and they verse Georgia Tech. So these are decent wins here. I just don't. SMU lost today to Stanford, so this is even worse for SMU. SMU is gone. Unless SMU wins the ACC tournament, it's over for them. I think Wake is in a similar position. However, should they beat us, they probably come up. They probably move up this column. So the fact that they beat Notre Dame, is this away or no? It was at home. Okay, so maybe what did Xavier? Anybody? Okay, they won. Carolina won. What about Boise State? They're currently playing Georgia. Whereas Texas is currently playing. Okay. I mean, there's a chance they move up into this category, and then should they beat us, they probably move back up into the bubble, right? If they were to beat us, they probably move to the first of the first or second of the first four out. They probably leapfrog UNC. But then again, UNC needs the win at home because they would leapfrog over into this column, right? If they were to get that win against Duke, they'd say they're one of the last four in, which I still don't understand. I think they're not even close, honestly. Like this resume is so bad from North Carolina. This Arkansas one baffles me. I don't understand how Arkansas is even here, and they got shellacked today. I mean, they got embarrassed. This 72-53 at South Carolina. This is a bad loss. Like they had 14 points in the first half. It was a bad loss. They are getting kicked over here for sure. I don't understand how Nebraska is still in this. Like they're such a mid. It's like 10 and 12. They are 11th in the Big Ten. Are you like? I'm so. What is their net ranking? Why are they even in consideration? Their net 54. What? Why? They have a win against UCLA, win against Creighton, Illinois, Oregon, and Northwestern. Like, there's quad one. Sure, these are quad one wins. Like, but like, I don't understand this one. This one really confuses me. I don't know. I don't think that's right. Well, all right, we're back in action. Where is? Let's put a bookmark in this one and come back to it. Um, won't three teams miss? What do you mean by three teams miss the turn? Oh, yeah. So there's the bottom three ACC teams don't play in the tournament, which is currently uh, not really sure who the bottom three in the ACC are at the moment. Oh, wait a sec. We can figure this out. Definitely Miami. um, definitely Miami. Cooper Flag at the free throw line. Oh, it's right here. Hold on. NC State and Boston College. Okay. I was able to get 1 out of 3. Wow, NC State is down there too. I kind of feel bad for our handful of friends. Flag makes both. That puts him up to 14, so he now ties Con Knippel. Yeah, they just won't play. I actually saw something the other day on for the Sun Belt Conference that I thought was really cool. There's a deflection by Gongba, and it's we got the ball going out of bounds. It'll actually stay with Florida State. I'll show you this when we come back at the next break. I think the format for the tournament is really cool. It's like they call it the gauntlet. Uh, the off Gongba, off Florida State, off Gongba. Unless Florida State was actually standing out of bounds. Oh, he is. Gongba's in the air. Gongba is in the air. So Harris now guarding. And flag. Nope. This will be Knippel. Oh my God. Another flag. No, UNC will definitely not miss the tournament. Another flag, another foul. UNC will definitely not miss the tournament. They are not at risk of falling. They're actually 12-6 in conference, which is a huge surprise actually. It's actually a huge surprise to me that they're that far up. The Holt makes the first. No, in conference, 12-6. Women's. And he's got them both. Just missed by winning. Well, no. Carolina won today. They've won their last two. I mean, they beat Florida State earlier this week, but that Florida State Carolina game was Darren Harris for 3, not quite. He'll get his own rebound, actually. Long rebound action. Try to go up. Could have been a foul called. Will not, and it will be out and go to Florida State. I mean, UNC is just a good home team. Yeah. I was not impressed with their win but against Florida State, honestly, because the game was in the 90s, so like there was literally no defense by either team. They just kind of, it's like who could make it to almost 100 first. Turnover here. Oh, this is going to be a dunk by Cooper Flag. It'll actually be a lay-in. No, nothing. Gongba. Here's Darren Harris for 3. No. Flag trying to get the rebound. Does come out with it. That was a bit of a mess of a possession, to be honest, but we come out with it either way. Flag on the floor. Timeout. Held ball. Possession arrow will keep it to the Blue Devils. I don't know why Flag doesn't actually dunk this thing. Is this the run out here? No, this is the other one. Never mind. So Duke to inbound here after missing all of 3 shots. Isaiah Evans back in the game with 6 seconds to go on the shot clock here. Knippel has it. He's got 3 to shoot. Knippel rising, mid-range, does hit the backboard. Florida State will recover. So Duke has been a little cold here from the floor, missing its last couple. Still a 25-point margin as Florida State has yet to crack 50 with less than 10 minutes to go. And here's Dang for 3. No. And rebound to the big fella here for Duke to Malawatch. Foster bringing it up the floor for the Blue Devils, and Foster trying to go baseline here. Evans, nice shot fake, will drive in. Oh my goodness, Isaiah Evans, what a play for Slim here. Just busts the double team open. And that shot does not go for Florida State. Decent defense by Knipple, who just gave ground, bend, but didn't break. Almost got his pocket picked, actually. And a 3 will make it a 30-point game, but we will get another foul, so that'll put Malawach on the free throw line. That's a foul on Holt. That's his 4th by my count. What a play by Isaiah Evans. Malawach at the free throw line. And he's just been nothing but consistent. 5 of 5. Six of 6. I have to say, I am always impressed by the big fellas, the centers that can shoot the free throws. It's like an underrated part of the game, honestly, because they end up getting fouled a lot, and like, it's just very disappointing when I see like centers having 50%, like 60% from the free throw line. I'm just like, you're leaving so many points on the board. Evans working really hard to try to come across screens. Nice pass by Caleb Foster to Flag. Flag, extra pass to Evans. Drill it. Drill it! There you go. Isaiah Evans. What a beautiful play between Foster, Flag, and Evans. That action was spectacular. And there's Flag with the steal. Flag has ill intentions here. Oh, lays it in with the 2. I thought that was going to be the dunk. We've been waiting for the dunk all game. I thought that was it. Crazy shot by Florida State, and it'll be a Caleb Foster foul. Flag is just fine. Flag, there's no issues, folks. Again, dodging bullets, dodging like the potential mishaps here. This is Davis at the free throw line. And he makes both. 7 for him. I've shorted some Florida State player 1 at the moment, probably Davis. It's probably 8 there. Foster, Evans frees himself up again. As we're going to go up top to Malawach. All right. The lobs are working. We've hit 3 of them. Flag has hit 1. Knipple's hit 1. Foster's hit 1. That is really, really good. Oh, finally. The lobs are working. Flag wants another steal from Davis, but he can't get it. We have yet another foul. I mean, I'm surprised nobody's fouled out yet, honestly. This is a foul fest. Who got that foul? Knipple, that's his 3rd foul. I mean, just a foul fest at the moment. Okay, what I wanted to show was this. So this is the Sun Belt tournament, and it's a very bizarre way to actually run your conference tournament, but I actually think it makes a lot of sense, because what ends up happening in these mid-major conferences is that sometimes you have the tournament winner gets the automatic bid to the NCAA tournament, but the one who wins the tournament isn't always the same team that won the regular season. And sometimes you have the regular season championship of these mid-major champion rather of these mid-major conferences that like far and away like wins it sort of going away. Like they are the best team in that conference, and then they get upset at some point in their tournament, even with a double bye and everything. It can happen, right? You still have to win 3 or 4 games. Um, and then they don't get to go to the NCAA tournament, even though they were the best team of that conference all season. And so what this has done essentially is protected the top seed. So the worst teams will have to play themselves in essentially, right? So 12, 13, 14, 11, and then it just keeps going. And then essentially you have a bye. Like all teams, as long as you're not dead last, you have a bye. And then you just play the team, the winner of that one, and then the winner of that one, and it goes and goes and goes. And then you don't get to the the top 1 or 2 seeds until they have to win 1, 2. They have to just win 2 games, basically. So the top seed has to win 2 games instead of having to win 3 or possibly 4. And the worst teams have to win 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're going to have to win 6, 7, essentially 7 games to go all the way. So this is a way that this mid-major conference has tried to really protect its top seed and put a lot more emphasis on winning the regular season, the regular season championship, right? So it's like super creative, actually. I'm very curious to see how this plays out. Definitely one to kind of keep an eye on their championship. So they start Tuesday, March 4th, which will be this coming Tuesday, and then they just keep playing every day until they get to Monday, March 10th, which will be next week. So they'll be one of the first conferences to punch their proverbial ticket. Anyway, I thought that was just. I saw this earlier this week and thought that was just a really interesting mechanism to go and really a different spin on the postseason conference tournaments, which is still equally cool. So. All right, back to the action as we have Swinton at the free throw line after the Knipple foul. Louisville and Clemson both won, so the regular season title is still tight, says Shay. I mean, the regular season title is going to come down to the last game. There just like is no other way to. I don't foresee Clemson or Louisville losing either of their final 2 games. Duke is just going to have to win out, and of all 3 teams, Duke has the hardest schedule. So. Offensive foul on Malawach. Foster bringing up the court. I thought for a second there Gillis was going to take a shot. It's crazy that Duke is currently 16-1 and only up 1 game. I know. I can't think. Nice shot by Caleb Foster, by the way. Nice little mid-range jumper. I am having really hard time like thinking of another season where 16-1 doesn't like run away with the league. uh Especially in a what is supposed to be a down year. Like it's down for like everybody except the top 3, which we've been over, right? Like the top 3 teams have a sum total of 5 losses, 3 of which are to each other, and the other 2 are to Georgia Tech. Like that's it. That's literally it. But like even thinking back a few years ago, was the year like Virginia won it? It was like a 3 or 4 loss Virginia team, wasn't it? That like ended up like I don't know if anybody's just won it like it's been this close when somebody's only lost once. It is crazy to me. We have a quick timeout here. Timeout. Yeah. 412. 1248 627. Yep. 11423. Well, Bowen's got 4. 1. Swinton's got 1. Yeah, I think UVA was 17-3 in conference. Okay, 17-3. It was either 3 or 4. I couldn't quite remember, but it was definitely not 1. Um, yeah, it was definitely not 1. Watch, by the way, does have the double-double, 14-10 for Malawatch. Phenomenal game. I mean, we've just been feeding him down low. It's really funny that in the game with the top teams, the tallest teams in the conference, Malawatch is just the man. He is just taller. So 14 for Malawatch, 14 for Knipple, 17 for Isaiah Evans, on a, let's say, very inefficient 17. But 17 on the he's got like a Kobe stat line, like 6 of 17, and 4 of 13 from 3. Sure. It's gonna really drop the shooting percentage. I mean, he was basically shooting at 70% from 3 coming into the game, and now he's at 30. Flag with 16 after only having 4 in the first half, basically not having played the first half. So it's a strong second half for Cooper Flag. Another 16 points here on 5 of 9 is efficient for him. 6 of 6 from the free throw line. I've really liked the free throw shooting today from Duke, honestly. That's been one of the bright spots. 24 of 28 is like really fantastic free throw shooting. I mean, Florida State too, 13 of 14. It's pretty good too. And the turnovers, I think Duke really still only has 1, I think. Where are we? Oh, okay, never mind. We have 3. 10-3 though. Bad. 16 points off those turnovers, and then the rebounding. I mean, we were what, +5 at halftime in the rebounding column. We're now almost +19. That's incredible. As Isaiah Evans continues to increase his point total, now up to 19 points for Isaiah Evans. I think this is going to have to be a Duke season/career high for Isaiah Evans. Even more so than the Auburn game. I thought it was only 12 points against Auburn. Duke really pushing the defense far out on the floor, almost at half court. Florida State has to start its offense here. We got Sheffield in the game now, number 13, and off the glass goes Watkins. That'll be 14 for him so far. So Duke threatening to once again put up 100 and win by more than 30, which I think we kind of saw coming. Daquan Davis with his 3rd foul as Sheffield will go to the free throw line. We're going to have to make some space for him here. go like this. One free throw for Sheffield, so he's on the board. Like a Luke will come back, number 21, even though he's got 4 fouls. The next one sends him to the bench forever. And 1 of 2 at the line for Sheffield. Luke with the rebound. And Watkins going to load up and fire from 3. Yes, Jameer Watkins with 17. So right on his average as we have 90 to 60. I guess to Florida State's credit, 61 is the average where Duke holds teams as far as points. So they did manage to beat us there. I have a feeling that, like, yeah, once again though, the last 6 minutes of the game are just kind of gratuitous. There's like really no need to play them out. And it's honestly it's breaking our defensive stats. And that's a Duke turnover. That's unfortunate. That's the 4th one there on the inbounds play, just not well executed by Duke. I don't even know what to call this right now. I mean, it's Foster, Sheffield, Gillis, Gongba, Harris. It's like it's not quite the walk-on squad, but it's not the B squad. It's not the A squad. It's like we're down at C or D lineup right now. The Sheffield guarding Watkins. Watkins going to go with the left hand off the glass. So Watkins going to get his points here. He's got the last 5 for Florida State. Foster has to go behind the back on Watkins. He's still playing him tough defensively. And he gets bumped from behind. No, he tries to get his own rebound. Can't. I thought Foster got fouled on that one, honestly. I thought that should be free throws. I mean, the way that the whistle has gone in this game, yeah. And we have a held ball that'll go to Duke. So Florida State also clearing the bench off, as Swinton will go to the bench after getting hit in the back. Florida State to inbound here. 4:06 left in the game. I think the only question that remains is, will Duke will Duke cover the spread? Will Duke win by 30? And will it hit 100? And we have an and 1 here for Watkins. They're the blue team. That'll take us to the final under 4 timeout. I was trying to look at the where the bracket was, because we were talking about Michigan State earlier, and I thought they were in Auburn's one. Although now I see Michigan in here, so I guess they've moved around, but they're not in our part of it, which is good, thankfully. I mean, our region here looks pretty good. I mean, Missouri, Purdue. The Missouri one's an interesting, like, this, obviously, like, this UConn matchup is, like, the committee's dream. Like, to have Duke, UConn matching up early in the NCAA tournament, 1-9. Personally, I want nothing more than to defeat UConn and send Bobby Hurley packing, him and his big mouth packing back to Stores. That would just be, like, too special. Then you have this, like, potential Missouri matchup with Mark Mitchell, who transferred there. It's sort of interesting. Purdue, I guess, it's whatever if they even make it out of that little bracket. UCLA, who cares? McCronin. Texas Tech could be interesting, but ultimately we beat that team too. Tennessee, I guess it's Tennessee, Arkansas. Again, I don't even know how Arkansas is still in contention. I guess they're a 10 seed, but like, I don't know. Tennessee could be an interesting rematch from a couple years ago when they clobbered us, really physical, but I'm not very worried about that. It looks like they've moved Michigan State over into the Alabama bracket. Trouble for Alabama, honestly. Honestly, trouble for Alabama was he had Gonzaga too. This 1-9 is such an interesting, or Creighton. This 1-8-1-9 is an interesting matchup. Purdue would be interesting from the Mason Gillis storyline. I guess so. Yeah, you're right. That could be an interesting one. Maryland, Arizona. Who cares? Who cares? Kansas being a 6 now. They're going to drop because they lost today. This is a real shocker that Kansas is as high up as they are. Uh, yeah. So whoever has Michigan State in their bracket is as the 1 seed is the one that's in trouble. This one with Houston, St. John's in the Sweet 16. Have that right? Yeah. In the Sweet 16, boy, that's a big game. In the West, in San Francisco, that's a big game. That would be the most interesting game out of this bracket. I don't think Wisconsin are very interesting. Oh, Florida down here. Yeah, again, it depends on which Florida shows up, right? Um, yeah, it just depends on which Florida shows up. But like, Florida should be able to get out of this. They should at least be able to get into the Elite Eight. Although Louisville down here is an interesting wild card, right? From as an ACC team, I think our ACC team is actually going to overachieve in the tournament. So I would. That's an interesting one, honestly. Where's Clemson? Hold on. I guess we're back in action. We'll find Clemson here in a second. Nice little put in from Gongba. He's got 4, and that's 92 for the Blue Devils here. I'd really like to see 100. I think the walk-ons are coming to the game based on the reaction of the crowd here. That's another turnover by Florida State. We should see Spencer Hubbard here in a second. So now we got walk-on lineup in. I know Hamilton not going to get his 200th win today. Yeah, so where was Clemson? Oh, Clemson is in the Auburn bracket. Oh, no, they get killed in there. Against Clemson, Michigan, that's the 4-5. Nah, forget it. Clemson doesn't make it out. Louisville could, depending on which Florida shows up, Louisville might be able to upset them, but Clemson doesn't make it out of that pod. I think if we play Clemson again in the ACC tournament, it's not even close. Honestly, it's Duke by a lot. I think we win by at least 12 to 15. And like kind of like a wire to wire like win. It's not even yeah, not close. Timeout for Duke here. I don't know. Shire wants to talk something over. I guess 3:25 to go. We've been talking about everything but the game at the moment because the game is well in hand. So that's we'll do a one final stat check at least for the starters. We have, my goodness, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So the only 2 missing on this are Brown and Proctor, both out with injury. Otherwise, everyone has checked into the game for Duke. Everyone who can play has played. And almost everyone who can score has scored, except for the 3 that just got in. I personally hope they keep Proctor and Brown out for as long as needed. Like 100% healthy, the team is performing just fine. That's what I was saying earlier, Shane. It's like, just like implement load management and just don't even. But like again, we have 2 games that we have to win this week, so that makes it a little odd, I guess. Nice cut by Sheffield. Go up with it, and he'll get fouled and go to the free throw line. And that should be the 5th on Holt, if I have that right. Yeah, if you didn't need to like win the whole, if you didn't need this week to win the whole thing, I would just start sitting players. But yeah, you don't need Brown and you don't need Proctor, so. I am very curious though, the UNC game without Brown. I think just defensively and that energy and having another body down low. I mean, UNC not as strong in the post without somebody like a Baycott, obviously. Sheffield goes 1 of 2 again from the free throw line, so he's got 2 points. So we don't have to really worry about their rebounding as much, but whoops. 3 on the way for Florida State. No good. Rebound to Darren Harris, and I expect we should just hold this thing for 30 seconds on every single possession from here on out. Harris kicks it outside. Is a 3-pointer on the way? Not quite. That shot was from Begovic, I think. Hubbard, leaner too? No. Nope, yeah. Begovic couldn't come up with it. Hubbard couldn't come up with it. And we have a held ball situation. The arrow will go to Florida State. I have it wrong on the screen. And so now that'll flip back to Duke. Oh no, the arrow flips it. Okay. So it was wrong on the ESPN graphic actually. So I had it right. So turnover Duke. Nice play by the walk-on. Forcing the alternating possession. Here's Harris. And Harris, nice to Sheffield. Sheffield for 3. That looks online. Not quite. Begovic tries to tap it out with the offensive board. That is out on Florida. No, that is out on Florida State. Final 2 minutes, you could look at it if they wanted to, but I don't think they will. $150 to go. I guess they can spare all of us because the game has gone long with all the fouling. Well, it looks like Florida is up by 11 at halftime, so that'll be nice. We can catch the second half of that game. And this is a turnover by Florida State. Darren Harris comes up with it and streaming down the court on the other side. Harris with bad intentions. Yes! Nice score. Darren Harris with 6. I'm just stunned how much of an impact Flag has made in the overall performance of this team. Oh, and that's another steal. Spencer Hubbard. Spencer Hubbard lays it in, and he's got 2! Spencer! You'll love to see it. Duke 97. We got another rebound here. Oh, the walk-ons are playing hard, folks. Yeah, so I agree, Shane, there with the assessment. This should be it's just a turnover. Come on, get on the floor and get it. That's going to be a shot clock. No, shot clock violation. I love the Spencer Hubbard play. Not only does it come up with the steal, but the finish. Athletic. The embodiment of athleticism. I agree with you, Shane. I think if Duke does win it all and Flag gets all the honors like National Player of the Year, I'd just hang the 2 in the rafters and call it good. I think you're never gonna see another 4-year player that's good for sure. It's just not gonna happen. So yeah, I would hang it in the Raptors and call it a day. As a very, very special once in a lifetime sort of season. Is Hubbard checking out? What's he doing? No, he's getting instructions from John. 8-second game clock, shot clock differential. I don't think Duke's going to make it to 100. It might, actually. That's a miss by Florida State at the free throw line. Looks like we certainly will cover the 22.5-point spread, though. Right now it's 33. One more missed free throw, and I guess we get free Harris Teeter here. No, couldn't do it. Rip. Bad. 8 seconds. Game clock, shot clock differential right now. Looks like Duke will have one more crack at the 100 mark. And Hubbard is the one that's going to take it, and he's going to make it! Oh, there it is! Oh, Spencer Hubbard with 5 points, and Duke has cracked 100. Incredible! And the rebound to Harris. That's it. 4 games with 100. As it said there, the stat was the most since the 2010 championship season. Oh my goodness. Duke 100. 9th conference win by 25 plus points is the most in ACC history. And yet, as we were saying, 19, unless you go 19-1, you still won't win it. Crazy enough as it is. Incredible. Okay, that's going to be it. I think we're done. We can turn on the Florida State for the Florida game just for kicks here. Look, appreciate everybody. I'll see you all on Monday night. It's a quick turnaround. Wake Forest Monday night, big game. Got to win it to keep ourselves going here for this ACC regular season championship. I suspect it probably will be closer than the last couple. I don't think we have exhibition against Wake Forest, but maybe we do. The way that this team has been playing. So stay safe, everybody. Take it easy. Have a great rest of your weekend. As always, go Duke, and good night. See ya.